Hey guys, welcome back, and today we're standing at Nissan to see their all-new compact SUV, the MAGNITE. So looking up front, you have a lot of sharp cuts, creases all around the car. You have your LED headlamps, LED fog lamps, and LED DRL as well. Now this is the XV premium optional variant, so this is the top end manual gearbox, which has a 1 liter turbo engine. So this is the turbo variant basically. So up front, if you notice, you have a new Nissan logo. So this is the new Nissan logo that you see up front. Let's move on to the side. So this is how the side profile looks like. You have your 16-inch Dimond Cut Alloy wheels with a lot of thick rubber. That is good for our Indian conditions. But one thing I need to mention is this isn't a compact SUV. It looks like a crossover, basically a hatchback on bigger wheels. You have this thick cladding going all around, something that you would see on a Polo Cross or something like that. But it does look nice. One thing that is good is the ground clearance. You have a good amount of ground clearance, so that's something good, especially for our Indian road conditions. If you move here, you have these roof rails. Now these are functional roof rails, and you can use them, so they're not just for design. You can use these roof rails. You have blackened out mirrors as well, and you have a MAGNITE badge over here. Let's move on to the rear of the car. So this is the rear side profile of the car. So one thing that I must mention is I do like this portion of the car, the rear quarter of the car. It has a nice sloping spoiler-like design on the top. And one thing that I need to mention is if you look from this angle, the tail lamps do look like the ones from the Mercedes GLA. So that's something nice. Let's move on to the back. So this is how the rear end looks like. And like all other cars, and from where Range Rover started, you have the bold MAGNITE batching over there. That's a nice thing. You have a turbo batching because this is the turbo variant. If you notice the roof, you have this nice aerodynamically shaped roof, so it cuts the air and flows it straight to the rear end. That's something nice. Even the spoiler is designed really nicely. Let's check out the boot. You have a decent sized boot, and it's pretty deep, so you can store a lot of stuff over here. It's nice and deep. You also have a mat at the bottom over here. It also gets a spare wheel as well at the bottom, which is not an alloy, it's a steel rim. One thing that you need to know is that the rear seats are 60-40 split, so you can fold them 60-40 depending on how you want to load your luggage, so that's a nice thing. Now let's go to the rear seat and see what's there. So hopping on the rear, the first thing that I must mention is that I have good amount of knee room, so I have lots of space over here. My under tire support as well is not that bad, but it's a bit less visible in my head, but nothing to complain about. You have rear AC vents, that's a good thing. You also have a 12-volt charging slot at the bottom. Now, headroom as well is decent, not that bad. You have good amount of headroom as well. You have your power window switches over here. You have a huge door bin that can fit your 1-liter bottle easily. You also have a center armrest over here, where you can store your cup holders, and you can also keep your phone as well over here. That's something really nice. Overall, the rear end is nice, spacious, and you can sit comfortably. 2 people comfortably. Maybe you can put a kid in the center. Let me show you the dash from here. So this is how the dash looks like. Now let's hop onto the front and explain to you what's there in the front. So this is how your dash looks like. This is the dash of the car. Let's sit in. So this is how your steering is. You have a nice decently sized steering. It feels nice to hold and is really light. You have controls as well on it. So you have a cruise control setting on this side. You have your volume controls as well on this side with a couple of buttons. So really helpful and nice, well designed steering. Here you have a digital instrument cluster, so everything is digital over here. Everything, so it has all these cartoon like displays and stuff. So that's how it is. So you rev and then that's how the thing moves. So something different. Some may be a fan of it, some may not be a fan of it. That's a question of preference, I would say. AC vents, yes. Now these AC vents do look like they've come out from a Lamborghini Huracan. So that's a nice thing, and the airflow as well is really good. So you have good amount of airflow as well from both the AC vents. Up front here you have a touchscreen infotainment system, which has a lot of stuff in this. You have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and this is the first time that the car has got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and this is the first in its segment. So this is something really good. You also have a 360-degree camera as well over here, so that's a good thing. Let me just switch it on for you. Yep, this is how the 360-degree camera looks like. So you have cameras all around the place. The image quality isn't that great, but it is something that you can use and it will be helpful for you. Coming to the bottom, you have your AC controls. So this is how it is. So you have your digital digital AC controls with physical buttons around it. So you have your temperature, that you have a digital temperature meter inside the physical buttons. That's something really nice. You also have a few buttons around over here. That's a nice thing. This is your fan speed. You have some storage space over here. This is how the key looks like. So typical Nissan key. This is some space over here. You have your push button start stop over here. You have a USB port here and a 12-volt charging slot. Now you can also opt for wireless charging, so that comes in a tech pack wherein you can add wireless charging, you can add a better sound system and some ambient lighting as well. So that has an additional cost around 38,000 or something like that. This is, as I said, is the manual. So this is the 5-speed manual transmission. Here you have 2 cup holders as well. You have an armrest that is pushed a little bit on the back, but it's not it doesn't have any storage space and it doesn't adjust as well. So this is one thing. Your glove box over here is huge. I would say it's pretty deep. You can store a lot of stuff in this thing. That's a nice thing. It also has a light as well. You have a vanity mirror for your driver's side, and you have one as well for the passenger side. This is a good thing. Mirror up here is a manually adjustable mirror. It's decently sized. You can see the rear end perfectly. What more do you have? So you have a lot more stuff over here. So you have a radio, you have a phone, you have a lot more things as well over here. So this is about the interiors of the car. Now one thing I need to mention is that this denim like cloth that is all around the door pads, that really feel nice, and that's something nice. Talking about the seats, so this is how the seats are designed. It has good amount of bolstering and holds you well. That's a nice thing. Seating as well, fabric feels nice to sit, not that irritating or something. It's comfortable as well. Let's show you the engine bay of the car now. So this is the engine bay of the car. Now this car is the 1-liter 3-cylinder turbo engine. So this makes around 100 PS and 162 Newton meters of torque in the manual transmission and 150 Newton meters of torque in the CVT transmission. So you get the kicks in 2 engine options. One is the turbo and one is the naturally aspirated. So the turbo comes with a CVT and a manual, whereas the non-naturally aspirated come only with a manual gearbox. So that's about the Nissan MAGNITE. Do let us know what more you need to know about the car, and we will lead you down with all the pricings and stuff. If you have any more questions about the car, do let us know in the comment section down below. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Do not forget to like, subscribe and share the video as well. With that, guys, we wrap up today's video. See you next video.